What's up, y'all? Hey, founder of BlackFolkHotspots.com, and right to this day, right now, at this time, I'm gonna give you a tip on something I just learned or just dawned on me, and I feel so freaking dumb, right? Well, anyway, friend of mine was having, family member was having problems with the car, and you know what? Thought it was a transmission. Just everything that you know kind of stated that it was a transmission, right? Or possibly the transmission. Now, I'm no mechanic. I know the internet. I know how social media works. I know how SEO works. I know how Google works. I know how Yahoo works. I know how Bing works. I know how Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Plus. I know how they can work for your business, right? I know how Black Folk Hotspots can work for your your black-owned business. I know what we can do for your urban events. Those are the things that I know, right? So, even still, what did I do? I assumed that I knew exactly what was going on, which in just my experience of being, having cars and in my, for 20 plus years or whatever, and having, several of them, a lot of them. But anyway, so I called my buddy, my mechanic's son, who grew up, his dad been working on cars for, I don't know, 40, 50 years, and his son grew up, and he has a love for that, and I asked him, and he was like, look, well, we had it towed to a place anyway, but, so I called him, I was like, hey, this is the deal. Matter of fact, I called him when we were having the problems, right? And so he was walking me through things, and then today he said something profound. He said, listen, you need to take that car, after they gave us a quote for like, anywhere between $1,900 and $2,300 to get this transmission fixed, right? And it's like, whoa. And anyway, he called me back. He said, man, look, I told him, he asked me what the deal was, what we find out. And I told him, he said, the guy, what the price was, the guy quoted the range or the estimate, based off of nothing, right? Based off of what we said. He said, Ryan, look, you're never supposed to tell a mechanic what you think is wrong with the car. You tell them what happened, you tell them the problems that you might have been having, and you tell them what happened when it, acted up or stopped driving, or whatever, and let them figure it out. That's their job. They're good at that. If you go in there and you tell them you need this, then okay, so they go fix that. What if that ain't the problem? Then you're gonna be like, oh, I went in there for this and they did this and this, that, and the other. He said, as a mechanic, my dad always told me, and I tell my people who will bring cars, don't tell me what you think is wrong. Just tell me what happened and let me figure it out. And I said, that makes sense. You wouldn't go tell a doctor, you be like, hey, my leg is hurting, it's been doing this, and this. Or, your attorney, your DUI attorney, I was driving down the street and the police lights came on. I thought I had like 10 drinks from the, from the liquor, from the club or da 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 da. Yeah. And you let the lawyer say, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to proceed. This is how we're going to do that. Same thing with a mechanic. He said, because if you tell them this, and they're going to, a good, maybe not so honest mechanic is going to fix that and not fix the other. Now, he's not saying that this guy is an honest mechanic, dishonest mechanic, unhonest. It's a new word. Black, whatever. Bonics. But more or less, what is he supposed to do? You told him what was up. He said, I tell people, don't tell me. And he said, one thing his daddy always instilled on me, you do good work, you be honest with people, and you do honest work, and you know what, you'll grow this business like I did, and you'll continue to grow, and you'll continue with customers because you always do good work. And I attest to that because when I first met this guy, we were working together, and one of our managers was having a problem with his car. He's like, you need to take that car by my dad, let my dad take a look at it. Right? And, he told him what was wrong, this, that, and the other, and his dad took a look at it, and like 10 minutes later, this guy said he had been to auto dealerships in like 5 or 6 different states, and nobody could figure out exactly what was wrong. And you know, within 10 minutes, his daddy got that sound out of his engine and told him exactly what it was, right? So I was having some, you know, just some breaks, and I was like, okay. He was like, yeah. And his dad sent me to the auto parts store, told me to use his name. They gave me a discount, like premium brake pads was like $18 or something like that. And then what ended up happening was, when I get back, I'm expecting to pay for the brake pads, you know, because I went to Midas or one of these national chains, that was $200 or $300, or 50, 60, $70 for just the pads. And his dad's like, you paid for the brakes already. I'm like, $18? He was like, yeah, I'm not going to overcharge you for parts. And that's exactly what happened. Anyway, check that out. But don't tell the mechanic, just tell them what happened and how to get it, you know, and what led up to that. And that's it. That's my tip. Make sure you subscribe, like, share this video. Somebody needs to see it. And if you're a black business owner, black mechanic, whatever, create a profile at blackfolkhotspots.com. Peace.